Illinois.
Thank you very much, John. Hello, Centralia. To start with, I'd like all the firefighters, the AFFI members that are here today to look around you and see the support that you have in this community, the people who are lined up behind you to help you, prepare you to do your job. Let's give the citizens of Centralia a big round of applause. And just on a personal note for me, the pride that I have of Local 618 and to our membership in the state, when they're standing up and fighting not only for themselves, for their department, but for the safety of every one of the citizens here. Let's hear it for the Centralia firefighters. Now, when John introduced me as the president of the Associated Firefighters of Illinois, and that's absolutely correct, a job I'm very, very proud to do. The AFFI, we have 15,000 members in 213 locals across our entire state, from Rockford to Cairo. Our members are out there every day to responding to emergencies, people in need. But I'll be completely honest with all of you. These last few years have been tough. Just like they've been tough on many of you. We've been in battles all across the state to make sure that our members are able to do their job. Oftentimes people hear about a union being in a fight. Immediately you think of wages or some other traditional union benefit. No, our members have been in battles making sure that they have the resources, not only the trucks, not only the stations, but the human resources necessary to do their jobs and adequately protect the citizens that they are sworn to. Has it been easy? Absolutely not. In city after city, I've traveled around the entire state. Our members are being asked to do more with less. And just like they respond to emergencies, our members have responded to your needs. And they have. They've tightened their belts. And they are doing more with less, making sure that people have the emergency services that they need and deserve. And I will tell you today that it is no different right here in Centralia. Your members, these brave men over here, men and women, are doing more with less. They have made concessions. You won't read that frequently in the newspaper. You won't hear the mayor talk about it. But they have made concessions because they understand the fiscal pressures that Centralia faces. They understand the difficulties that many of you have had over the last few years. And they are doing more with less. There is one thing that our members are absolutely unable to concede on, and that is your safety. They are unwilling to allow decisions to be made that would impact in a negative way, a very negative impact way, your safety. There are currently proposals being put forward from the mayor that would further reduce the staffing of your fire department. Are we going to take that? No. Are we going to take that? No. I got news for you. Your fire department is already understaffed. Each day they report to work, they have 5 members on duty. Now many of us that don't have a lot of knowledge in fire service say, well, 5 people, that seems like a reasonable number. Ask that firefighter when he responds to a house that's on fire with a victim trapped. When he's crawling down that hallway with 0 visibility, smoke down to the floor. And he knows that simultaneously around him, whether you're in Centralia or Chicago, all of these tasks have to be performed at the same time to let him successfully get to that victim. Ask him if 5 people is enough when he's thinking about someone going around the house, breaking out all the windows, cutting a hole in the roof to get the toxic gases off that victim that's waiting for him. Ask him if 5's enough if he knows that somebody has to advance a hose line into that building to begin to extinguish the fire, because that's the best way to save a victim, is to put out the fire quickly. Ask him if 5 is enough, if that water supply that's necessary to go to that truck so it doesn't run out of water is in place. Ask him if 5 is enough when the 2 people on the RIT team that have to be ready in case they get trapped or fall through a floor to go in and save the brave men over here. 5 is not enough. However, they've been willing to operate with that because they understand your needs. And whether they have 1 or 5 or 10 or 100, they're going to do everything in their power to respond to you in your time of need when you have an emergency. Now, as though that suggestion isn't bad enough, the mayor and some of the elected officials and administration here in Centralia has said, you know what, if you won't agree to this unsafe working condition, things that'll make this community less safe, then we're going to dissolve a professional fire department. We're going to install a volunteer fire department here in Centralia. Will a volunteer fire department work in Centralia? No. Will a volunteer fire department work in Centralia? No. We'll talk about the safety implications of that in just one second, but if you view it as the mayor and the council says they're doing, through only an economic lens, the devastating impact moving to a volunteer fire department in Centralia would have. First of all, there's the direct fire laws. Just like their brave response to Paul's Automotive when it caught fire just a few days ago, and the fire chief was quoted in the paper that the reason that business is going to rebuild, why that loss was stopped, and why the damage was far lower than it could have been, was because of early notification and quick response. And then even move beyond direct fire laws. The economic impact it would make in a community like Centralia that's trying to attract and maintain business. Think of the letter that Hawkins Chemical wrote that the reason they chose to locate here in Centralia is because you had a professionally trained fire department that was able to respond to hazardous materials incidents. That would no longer be the case if they get rid of your full-time professional fire department. Now, loud enough so the council can hear. Will a volunteer fire department ever work in Centralia? No! Economic impact aside, again, the most important thing to focus on is the safety of our citizens in Centralia. Now, I guarantee you, as I stated previously, that our members are going to respond regardless of the resources that they're given by the city administration. But while they are under attack, they absolutely need your support. And that is why it is so critical, why they are so proud, and on all of them, their behalves, I thank you for being with us here today. Here's our promise to you. Just like our members make a promise to each day do everything in their power to protect the lives and the property here in Centralia, here is our promise, that we are going to continue to place your needs first, both economic and safety, and we are going to do whatever it takes to defeat these horrible proposals from the mayor, from the city council, and continue to have the great fire department in a great city like Centralia. Thank you very much.